Moving on. Residents in the Pakistan-occupied region of Jammu and Kashmir are once again bearing the brunt of an oppressive administration as the government attempts to crush basic freedoms. A controversial ordinance aimed at curbing public protests sparked massive outrage, leading to widespread demonstrations across the region. The government, unable to withstand the growing public dissent, has now been forced to withdraw the ordinance. However, the incident highlights yet another failure of the puppet administration in addressing the needs of its people.
The region came to a standstill as residents launched a complete shutdown and wheel jam strike in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, forcing the government to repeal a controversial presidential ordinance. The law, which required prior government permission for public protests, was widely criticized as a blatant attack on freedom of expression. Massive demonstrations erupted across PoJK, with protesters raising slogans against the administration's authoritarian policies. Sensing the mounting public anger, President Barrister Sultan Mahmud announced the withdrawal of the ordinance. Formal negotiations followed, culminating in a written agreement between officials and protest leaders.
मैं मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ मरकज़ी न्यूमन ताइज़रान के चेयरमैन शौकत नवाज मीर और जम्मू कश्मीर अवामी एक्शन कमेटी के सपूतों को जिन्होंने पूरे खत्ते के अंदर अवाम को बेदार किया और वो अवाम जो आज मुबारकबाद के मुस्तहिक है, जिन्होंने रियासत के वसाइलों पर, जिन्होंने रियासत को जरगमाल बना के सियासतदानों और ब्यूरोक्रेटों को आज मुकम्मल तौर पर जवाब दिया, आज मुकम्मल तौर पर इस चीज़ का साबित कर दिया कि आज़ाद कश्मीर की रियासत, इसका अपना कानून है, इसका अपना एक सिस्टम है.
The government initially justified the ordinance under the guise of security concerns, with PoJK Prime Minister Anwarul Haq claiming it was necessary to prevent potential terror activities and ensure public safety. However, reports suggest the protests were about more than just the ordinance. Protesters demanded justice for victims of past government brutality, including the May 13 firing incident, and called for the withdrawal of fabricated cases against activists. Despite its strategic importance, PoJK has long been neglected by the Pakistani state. Its residents face systemic oppression, with their rights, needs, and aspirations routinely ignored. The ordinance was yet another attempt by the administration to stifle dissent and consolidate control over an already marginalized population.
हमारा अलमिया क्या है कि शायद हम सदाती ऑर्डिनेंस को ज़ेरे बहस लाके हैं, दर्द कोई और दूर करना चाह रहे हैं. अगर सदाती ऑर्डिनेंस का दर्द हो तो ये मुजफ्फराबाद शहर मौजूद है ना. आपने जो मुजाहरा करना है, ये आज भी कुछ बच्चों ने किया है, क्या करवाइए. हम तो सिर्फ ये यकीनी बनाना चाहते हैं कि आप एहतजाज करने से पहले मुतल्लिका इंतज़ामिया को बदरिया दरख्वास्त बता दें. आप आगे पीछे आप देखें कि आपका एनवायरनमेंट इस वक्त क्या बना हुआ. खुदा ना खास्ता एहतजाजी मुजाहिरीन के अंदर को जाके कोई दहशतगर्दी की वारदात हो जाए तो सबसे पहला इल्ज़ाम किस पर आएगा? मौजूदा हुकूमत पर, कि जी मुजाहिरीन के तहफ़्फ़ुज़ का बंदोबस्त नहीं किया जा सका. हमने तो सिर्फ ये कहा है कि सारी शहरी आज़ादियों को कायम रखें, जिनमें मरीज़ हैं, मुसाफिर हैं, जिनमें स्टूडेंट्स हैं, कारोबारी हज़रात हैं, और उसके बाद आप भी एहतिजाज करें.
The people of PoJK, however, see through the administration's hollow justifications. The ordinance, labelled as a security measure, was widely viewed as an attempt to crush the voices of an already oppressed population. The protests and their success in forcing the government to repeal the ordinance underscore the growing unrest among the people of PoJK, who are fed up with the oppressive and incompetent puppet regime installed by Pakistan. These incidents highlight the glaring administrative failures and the double standards of Pakistan's policies in its occupied territories. With tensions running high, it remains to be seen whether the region will witness another wave of massive protests against Pakistan's stooge government in the near future